All right. This isn't really the Pando Commando podcast in really the normal respect because we don't have a 10th Mountain veteran here, minus me. We have Luke Medvegi, who's a retired lieutenant colonel, but if you know him, which some of you may know him from things like Business Navigators or his time as an IVMF ambassador or veteranpreneur of the year for the state of Indiana, or American Equine Heroes Therapy. I messed that up, but we can dive into that. Or you could go to Amazon and you can actually see his book, which is Harnessing AI for Business Success. So this guy has done quite a bit, and we've been on this incredible journey. And for the last year, and we decided I didn't decide. Luke decided that we should do a live show and do a recap of the year. And we did actually do this earlier. We did it on the Business Navigators Facebook, and we decided, I voluntold Luke, hey, let's get on to Mountain Up, because those guys out there, those 30,000 plus guys and gals out there, they're doing some amazing things and have done amazing things in the past. Also, on LinkedIn and various other platforms, figured we just jump on and reveal all our business secrets and tell everybody and telegraph all our moves for 2026. How do you feel about that?
Hey, I love that, Ryan. I will say something though. Yes, I'm not a 10th Mountain person who has served and wore the patch there, but I will say I've done Call for Fire on the summits over there, and I've done pretty good MREs out there, the mission readiness exercises that before you go to war, you have to go there, do all this great computerized, awesome, cool stuff, and then deploy, after some point. So I did enjoy a little bit of time there. And I will tell you, for the lucky folks who are there, Canada's not very far away, for better and for worse. Luckily, no Article 15s for me. I've always been safe. But I did get questioned once when I crossed back to the U.S. Guys like, "Are you a citizen?" I'm like, "Yes, I speak with an American accent." And he's like, "Where's your passport?" I'm like, "Oh no, this isn't going to end well. I didn't have a passport on me." Now, folks, like this happened probably not too far after 9/11, right? So, but we're out there getting ready for the exercise, getting ready for our deployment, of course. Blowing up some steam, and we went up that way. And I'm like, he's like, "Well, let me see your ID card." So we start laying them out. He's like, "Oh, you're a military officer." I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "You're a U.S. citizen. You can go over." I'm like, "Well, what about everyone else?" So let me tell you, we were pretty close to calling the embassy. We were okay. We all made it through. We made it home. And that's the story of 20 years ago. But so now I can share it.
That's incredible. And
Ryan, how many people in your audience have a similar story? I can only imagine.
I think I can tell you from my vantage point that I've had a very similar experience when I was a young private actually trying to cross into Canada. It was, typical Friday at Fort Drum. As soon as formation was released, we already had our bags in the car and we were headed up to Canada, up to Ottawa, typically, or usually we go up to Ottawa or Montreal or Toronto. And in this one case, we were going up to Ottawa, and they actually stopped us and they said, "Where's your passports?" And we actually had to go in, and they were like holding us. They were harassing us 100%. They knew this was pre 9/11, and I told him, "Well, why don't you just call the embassy?" I call the embassy, call the division headquarters. Let's straighten this out. They were surprised. They're like, "No one's ever told us to call the embassy in Ottawa." So they actually released us, and we went about our business and having fun up in Canada. But awesome. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people, and unfortunately, something that also happens, and it's part of the lore and part of the safety briefings at Fort Drum. is don't bring the girls back across the river. You know, there's been a lot of soldiers who have successfully and unfortunately unsuccessfully taken girls across the border by swimming the St. Lawrence.
No.
It's not an easy swim, and if you're, unfortunately, if you're not in the proper attire, in other words, you're wearing your shoes or something like that, it's a no-win situation actually. If you're not a strong swimmer, it could be bad. But anyways, we're not here for that. We were talking about, in the last iteration.
The last podcast, Strategy Unlocked. Check it out.
Exactly.
YouTube, Facebook.
What's the website?
LinkedIn.
Where is it? Where is it located?
Yeah. It's
shameless
everywhere.
plug.
It's everywhere.
But we were talking about 2025, and now we're talking about, and also the end of the week. We're in December, dude, and this is going to lead to a question. But we're in December, and just a year ago, I had someone telling me, Lindsay Coe, he goes, Ryan, you got to apply for Bunker Lab ambassador. And actually, this whole love-hate thing started in November timeframe. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And then I ended up doing it. I ended up applying, becoming a Bunker Lab ambassador. And what's interesting is, so we met through IVMF, and we came Strategies Unlocked. We came up with a strategy.
We did.
The first time you came down here to Chicago, and we had an opportunity to sit for we've done this a few times, but we had an opportunity to sit for a few days and really coordinate, our MDMP, our mission development, and come up with our strategies for the year. And we stuck to it pretty well. We stuck with a plan, and we took advantage. We had flexibility. We were able to really be audacious with the opportunities that presented themselves to us. And so with that being said, how do you feel about 2025 overall? What's your sense of it and what you did personally? And then also, as you look to 2026, you've really, in 25, in my opinion, you've set the conditions for really making some major movement in 2026.
Well, first of all, as my brother, thanks for having me. We're two peas in a pod now. I mean, we're always talking, we're always jiving, we're always trying to help each other, and we're coaching each other. We're strategically advising. There's who knows? I mean, we're just always trying to think of each other. I think that's good. So if you don't have someone like that, find them. And it doesn't just happen. So go find them. And the IVMF ambassador program is actually a blessing to me because I was able to not just meet you, which I'm happy to do, but I met other great veterans as well, who share in our values and share in our beliefs and share a way of thinking. So it's pretty cool to have those folks, on our team with us. So when going back to your question, what do I think of 2025? I think 2025 could have been very bleak. I think 2025 could have been very alone. I think 2025 could have been very deafening. But who I am, what's ingrained in me, I don't let it be that way. So if you're listening out there and you feel like it's bleak, it's grim, it's deafening, then I'm telling you now, be comfortable being uncomfortable. Look up Ryan Patrick Hunt, look up Luke Medvegi, and we'll point you. We're IVF ambassadors, so we help you in our ecosystems, and we have a big one, national ones. And if you don't have a Luke or a Ryan, I'm not going to say all personalities everyone's going to match, but maybe you don't match with your local one. We'll hook you up with another one. Like, that's simple as that, but find someone that can help you. And we're not talking like, listen, we all have our own individual relationships with our significant others or this or that. So, but we're talking about having that brotherhood, sisterhood with our fellow veterans. That's what we're talking about, because serving was a chapter of our life. It shouldn't define who we are. It should be part of our legacy, but not the entire book. For you, my suggestion is write down what your strategy is for 2026. Find that trusted advisor, reach out and have that connection and transfer some of that, what your anxiety is, put it on that paper and have that conversation. And if you do, you'll never know. Maybe you'll be Vetrepreneur of 2026, because that's what I did. And Ryan and I are Vetrepreneurs of 2025 for our individual states. It happened with us coming together, us saying, hey, what are our goals we want to get out of this? And it was simple, and it was a little more organic than that, but it was simple. Well, I see what you're doing. I'm interested in doing it. What's your thoughts? Well, there's a billion of them out there. Do you sure you really want to do it? It takes dedication. And I'm like, let's be comfortable being uncomfortable. Let's try it. Like, you never know. Maybe it'll take off. And I'm not saying it's taken off, but it allows me to transfer some of that knowledge. I met so many great folks. You got Vet SOS, who I met at the MIC. You have, help me here, Ryan. There's several other great. Oh, Travis Johnson ran like a really large coalition of podcasters. So there's like other great folks out there that can help you on this journey. What are some other great podcasts that folks can listen to if they're looking for that other flavor, you know, the other venue?
Yeah, I mean, this last year I was on quite a few podcasts. They don't all come to mind, but
He was on a lot.
Tatum Bennett has a great podcast I was on. I can't think of the name of it, but it's high level. I don't know why he invited a caveman like me to it, but I definitely appreciated the opportunity to sit down with Bennett. Anytime you have an opportunity to speak with that high value type of person, it's worth it for sure. Jarvis Buchanan. I don't know if it was. I think his is Battle Site.
Jarvis
Battlefield.
Jarvis is a great guy. What's great about this relationship Ryan and I have is, folks, this is about the community, as you can see. So Ryan's like, hey, I got Jarvis coming on, and next you know and then like, hey, Jarvis, go on Strategy Unlocked with Luke. I mean, it's just like an awesome, or they'll reach out, like we'll all help each other out in this community. It's just awesome. We're not really looking for people because they're always coming to us. But if you are looking for more to be on a podcast, please continue to reach out. It's pretty cool. Cool.
I mean, there are a lot of people doing some amazing things. Donnell, Veterans Growing America. I mean, he has a podcast, but he's doing beyond that. He's doing some just tremendous things.
He is the Vetrepreneur of the Year, right? He's the number one guy. Am I right?
He is the Vetrepreneur of the Year. He's the actual one. So, cool. I mean, that's something to say. I mean, you got to look at those things. And I saw a post from Rocco. I think he was talking about like people. He was being a little snarky about stuff like Vetrepreneur of the Year and whatnot. But he also said, you know, it's good. People deserve to be out there and get those accolades. And, you know, I agree with it. I also realize, you know, full disclosure, something like the Vetrepreneur of the Year, it is a tremendous honor for sure. From Military Friendly, really just a great thing. I did not expect it when we started this journey and we were having these conversations. I think it was back in January-ish.
Right.
I was just, we were laying out some basic framework of what we were going to do, but never thought that we were going to end up the year having done as many awesome things as we've done, and also be the Vetrepreneurs for each of our respective states here. And I would have never thought it was going to be the Vetrepreneur of the state of Illinois, but it's been tremendous. And it's also, just to get back to this full disclosure things, it's great from a branding perspective too. You know, we talk about entrepreneurship this last year, and I mean that it definitely helped to amplify my message and my desire to help the veteran community. and positioning me in a spot where, there's a lot of work to be done now, like a lot more than I thought a year ago. There's a lot of opportunities out there. And how do we leverage something like Veteranpreneur of the Year to advocate for veterans and to push
That's right.
our community higher,
Forward.
forward. It's all about, I've said this a lot this year, it's all about uniting, growing, amplifying, and elevating the veteran community, whether those are veterans, mill spouses, or mill brats. So yeah, I mean, this year it blew my mind, actually. And we're right now, I feel like we're in the 2-point conversion, but it's like
We
an
are.
ongoing, it's ongoing 2-point conversions. So make a 2-point conversion and get back online and go ahead and try for another 2-point conversion and just keep it going. Just huge amounts of success. And I was telling you this earlier. I'm going to let you talk, Luke, but I was thinking about this earlier, and who was saying it? It wasn't Sergeant Q, but I heard it somewhere.
Oh, hold on. What are you thinking? That we met with Sergeant Q today. Let me tell you, what a genuine, awesome. No,
that guy's
veteran.
He is. That guy's aces.
He's, folks, if you don't know who he is, Google, look him up. Quinones. I mean, he goes by Sergeant Q. He is just an amazing individual. I'm telling you.
Dude, what I don't understand, I gotta cut into you just a little bit on this. I gotta overtalk you. What I don't understand is these Marines, man. Everyone thinks they're like eating crayons and the toxins are going to their brains, but yet they end up being some of the most brilliant people and entrepreneurs that are out there. Like, they're killers.
I can't believe the application, the tech he came up with on trying to save veterans' lives. It went to DC to advocate it. It's just amazing. And it's like a battle check, right? You're on, I'm on, I haven't posted a while. The light is green, amber, red. And next you know, it's like, hey, give them a call. Check in on them. I mean, folks, that's game changing. It's just a quick second, check on your battle buddy, someone in your platoon you served with, someone in your company, someone in your formation. And you're like, oh, hey, you know what I mean? It's a game changer, because it also shows, like I said earlier, serving is a part of your life. It shouldn't define your whole life, but sometimes we do. So when we come past that, it's good to have that check in with folks. Hey, everything's well. And just to be genuine, like, we served in combat with these great servicemen and women on our right and left, our brothers and sisters. It only makes sense we stay in touch. Folks, if I served with you, look me up. And if you're where I'm at, you want to have a cup of coffee, let's do it. You want to have a virtual cup of coffee? Let's do it. You have business questions, ideas? I mean, I at least point you in the right direction. That's what we do. Let's do it. But my point is that life is short. So don't let those nano or seconds or fractions define the rest of your legacy. Let that be defined for your future by simply stepping in, leveling up, and together changing the world.
Yeah. I mean, iron sharpens iron. It's something that we heard a lot this year, for sure. And we're just kind of talking back and forth, no real planned, discussion here, but we are kind of reflecting back on 2025. Just some amazing things. And what I would tell people, especially if you're thinking about entrepreneurship or whatnot, obviously, IVMF, a great resource for all of that stuff. But if you're planning it, there's another, and I use it more informally, and it's more because of my background in the military, is you're planning your next year, do it early, obviously. And remember that planning is everything. The plan is nothing, but you should be planning things out. I use a 5-paragraph op order frequently as I'm preparing it, even if it's just mentally in my head. These are things that are important, planning out. And if you have the ability to really look ahead across a 1, 2, or 3 year planning horizon, you could set yourself up as an entrepreneur for really big success. and then you're taking advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. How do you feel about that?
No, I think going back to your question about how successful we are in 2025 or what set us up for 2026 is exactly what you said. By having that plan and what I said, having a trusted advisor, someone that could help you on your branch plans or other plans to keep you somewhat on or help keep you focused on trajectory sometimes. That accountability partner, I think you mentioned in the last podcast, is key. It's key. I had the aspirations of writing a couple books, nothing to do with the military, but just a couple books to help vets when they retired and or when they leave or when they separate. And you had a book also. That's it. So harnessing AI for business success, a guide for U.S. military veteran entrepreneurs. Folks, check it out. It's on Amazon. And then a great book, Recruiting in the War for Talent. And what's great about this is that we're saying and we're telling you that we're helping each other get to the next level. Now, what is that level? It's not monetary, folks. We're not here. It's about building that coalition of the willing, building that group and the team, and folks that share the same values coming together and helping each other get to the next level of maybe business development. Maybe they were lost, but now they're found. Maybe they didn't have a plan, but we help put them into one of these labs where now they can take their ideas and develop their plan and then start executing it when they leave. Having what we say, the skills, the tools, and yes, you have IVMF, but there's other great resources too. So, and IVMF provides so many great resources, but a great thing about the ambassadors is they want to bring the resources from on their entire ecosystem to you, not just a single source resource. So to your point, being successful is how we define ourselves. And are we constantly growing forward? Are we moving forward? Are we exercising grit? Are we leveraging perseverance? Are we finding a way to continue to fight forward? And I think the answer is yes, Ryan. I believe that I'm a lot further today than I was a year ago from a personal entrepreneur standpoint. Absolutely. And I think your point is on point, is that 2026 is going to reap some of the benefits, but be much better than 2025 because of the seeds we planted, because of the growth we're doing, because of the hard work and grit we're exercising. Folks, you got to roll your sleeves up and do it. This isn't 1, 2, and that's it. No, it takes time. It takes patience. It takes dedication. It takes sweat. It takes tears. It takes equity that you're going to have to pay one way or another. In many cases, time, but other cases, maybe your own sacrifice somewheres. So those are things that, I would say would set us up and help put us on a glide path for 2026. But the best part comes down to one word, and you're a master at it, Ryan. Relationships. And if the more you build your relationships, and this is where relationships matter. When they say your network is your net worth, they're not talking about a pure number of people. They're talking about the relationships in your network is your net worth. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I'll buy that for $1 because it's true. And yeah, I was thinking today, a lot of people base their success on one KPI, and that's dollar bills. And that's unfortunate. And just from my perspective, if you are leading with wanting to add value, everyone wants to make a buck, right? Everyone wants to make money, especially as an entrepreneur. You're hoping you're making money. So that's an automatic, but to lead with it is really, as a KPI, is probably not the correct answer. You need to lead with, wanting to change the world and make it a better place and adding value to the world. If you can do that, the money will eventually follow. So I'm really excited. 2026, it's going to be a lot of work. I know it. I've already mapped out my year. I'm scheduled to the hilt. You know,
It's gonna be a lot of work.
it's going to be a lot of work. In February, I'm headed to Myrtle Beach. I'll be in a pitch competition, pitching Forged by Service, which is a new company project near and dear to me with my good friend Henry Bond, and very excited about that. Then Luke and I are turning around and we're going to the Entrepreneur Boot Camp for veterans because
Oklahoma.
we need a boot camp for sure. We're going to Oklahoma State University for a full week
Yes.
to be surrounded by just amazing people
Yes.
and do some amazing networking and learn from others and maybe add some value while we're there. So, and I think I'll do that in Myrtle Beach as well. But this is going to be a good. I've never been to Stillwater, Oklahoma, so should be quite a treat.
Now you and I, we've been all over Oklahoma.
We've been to Oklahoma.
We've not been there. Being fellow, Fisters, 13 Fox, 4 Observers. That's
and a field. And I was a field artillery officer, so I've been to beautiful Fort Sill multiple times. My son was actually born in Altus Air Force Base, which is about 45 minutes from Fort Sill. So I definitely know the Oklahoma area. I used to have a Jeep and would go off-roading quite a bit in Oklahoma and Texas, and been through a lot of the backwoods and back roads of both Oklahoma and Texas and New Mexico. But yeah, it's exciting. I am really looking forward to that. And one person that gave us a recommendation, well, a couple people, Michael Parks,
thank you.
Great individual. Misty Fox behind the scenes was, I think she was helping us out and influencing operations as they say. So definitely a great individual too, from the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, and actually really one of the godmothers. I don't know. I don't want to call her the godfather, but one of the godmothers, the founders of these creator of these entrepreneur, boot camp opportunities that exist out there.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, dude.
Providing more resources for veterans is what Ryan's saying. That's awesome.
Yeah, hey, and you got to do it. You got to leverage these resources.
Yep.
As a entrepreneur, as a bootstrap entrepreneur.
In that same vein, when I was crossing over, there's a few resources I leveraged, and I think it's worth just sharing because maybe something will stick with someone that's listening. So I know there's the Honor Foundation, then there's the Commit Foundation. I did some of these, but also 4Block. I did 4Block as well, and 4Block pairs you up with a good coach. I had Jason over there, and I'm just, or actually Jason came through me through Commit, and 4Block walked me through. It was with Bernard, and he walked me through a lot of other great things. But my point is, there's these great organizations that also help provide you another lens of not just evaluating yourself, but also how you are rebranding and coming across to others in a job or an everyday. Now, they're not going to solve everything, but they're great programs in addition to the IVMF. And folks, go to IVMF, check them out. And please, you should. It's highly beneficial. I did the VPPCE. Now they're rebranded to Vets and Politics program. I'm excited about that. And these other programs I've done as well. And it's okay. Do as many or as least of them as you want to do. There's no trophy for I've done the most programs, and there's no trophy for I've done the least. But what's important is that every time you go to one, you pick up new tools. Just like anything else, you can put them in a kit bag and then you try to exercise them. So that's the so what about that.
Yeah. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about, we were in a really interesting conversation. I don't want to get into the books and all this stuff, but we were in this interesting conversation earlier about AI and just, the world is changing. I just think about, one of this stream is going into multiple areas, but it's also going into an e-commerce that was my first entrepreneurial effort called Mountain Up. And what's interesting is I was doing these, they were called late night chatter. And this was back in 2016, 17 timeframe. And here we are, almost a decade later, really coming on a decade later, and of that, and the world, the technology has changed. We weren't talking about AI, and people can just get on and start. No one was really streaming as much as we are today. Anybody with a computer or an iPhone can get on and do a stream and have a podcast. So anybody can do it nowadays, which is great. I think it's a beautiful way of communicating across the things. But I'm telling you, like, here we are. It's a decade later, and the technology is just amazing. I can reach out. We can talk to Mountain Up Nation and an amazing group of individuals. We can talk to Ryan's Facebook page. We can talk to LinkedIn. We can talk everywhere we want to talk. And we can share these stories and leverage resources and share those resources with people. It's amazing. But so we're talking about AI, but actually, let me pause before we get into this AI thing. Actually, let's just dive into it. So
just jump in.
This is one thing I didn't get to talk about because we're plugging books. We're talking about, whatever. And Alice from the Jetsons. And, one thing I kind of was alluding to is like the idea of these droids, these are not the droids, these droids, and what it really actually means from like a very like long-term picture for civilization. I mean, and our technology isn't even really, it's for droids and AI is so like it's in the crawl phase. Just think about the potential of us being able to colonize Mars and to have these droids maybe taking care of us while we're in the hibernation chambers and being able to drift off, millions of miles away, and for humans to be able to move across, the freaking whatever this thing is that we live in, this bubble, this Whoville that we live in.
So I want to
that's not the beer talking.
It's the fake soda. So hey, so there's something I want to club soda. So there's something I want to add to this. I want to add something to this, is that today I had a great opportunity to be on in my podcast with Rick Raditz, and he's the CEO of Meetin.com. Great guy. He really helped me out with Strategy Unlocked, and helped me out really with also Veteran Coaching Network that takes place 20 December, 1 to 4 p.m. The tickets are free virtually for anyone. You show up late, it's $25. But if you buy the ticket, there's nothing to buy. Just reserve the ticket now. It's free. If you fall in love with it, you want to come.
Wait, what's the website again?
Summit.veterancoachingnetwork.com.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Hold that thought. Summit.
Veteran Coaching
Wait, hold
Network.
On. Gotta spell this right. Coachingnetwork.com.
Yep. So what I want to say is that he's also helped us out, because now we can air and bring more veterans on. And you really hooked him up with a lot of channels and stuff. I mean, this guy is absolutely amazing. Helped me do stuff with that I never even thought was possible. So he's a great guy, and he's going to help us so we can reach a large audience on 20 December, 1 to 4 p.m. It's hybrid. So I believe now we're going to have a few people flying in. We're going to have some people there. We're bringing on a couple of veteran celebrities. I'm excited about it. Please, folks, sign up for it. And if you can't make it, it's only $19.99 for the video recording for 4 leadership coaching sessions. And in 2026, obviously it goes up to $19.99 per session, but it's all of them for $19.99. That's just a recording, so you reflect back on when you set out your strategy for 2026. Ryan, he is creating this ideology called it's a poly. Oh man, I'm not going to do well on it. But his point, he's creating this ideology, and it actually makes great sense. But it's about how there's like 5 different sides to the way we should be looking at things from a civilization. And his point is is that we need to incorporate this now. So when it comes time, when the droids come, that they're programmed to respect these 5 ideologies. And it's pretty cool. And I'm not going to do well sharing every word for word he said. So folks, go to Strategy Unlocked on YouTube or Spotify and listen to the words he had to say. But what I will say is it made sense, is that you have to have a governing, some way, somehow governing mechanism in place. Otherwise, what's stopping them from taking on and taking over, right? And we went into this. It was a pretty deep level conversation. Now, let me share something about Rick. I mean, he has worked for over 2 decades, with Microsoft. He's briefed the founder several times, and this guy was high up there, right? To the point where he is the CEO and created his own stuff and stuff. So my point is that when, I was not even thinking about this is stuff he was thinking about. And so for 20 years, he's been working with this book, literally 20 years, reshaping it. And he feels called. He has to get it out, get it published, and he's creating a nonprofit to spread the word. And that's going to come 2026 for Rick Raditz. But that goes to your point, Ryan, is that we don't know for 2026, 2027, 2028, AI and robotics, it's going to come together. It's already has. And what can happen is when they say, we're going to program it, and I'm quoting Rick a little bit, we're going to program it for it to be safety features. Yeah. Safe for who? Like, we never know, right? Like, what's that feature at? You know what I mean? Or preserve. Like, there's some thoughts in this. There's some high level thinking of it does slightly scare me just a little bit. But at the same time, I'm excited because I grew up watching George Jetsons and I'm sure you have too, right? And you remember the robot? She comes up, she opens up.
Alice.
Here's your hamburger, Alice. I mean, I loved it. My wife would love to have a cleaning robot, a cooking robot.
Aren't you her cleaning robot?
Yeah. I mean, I could be replaced pretty easily.
Where is
apparently.
she? Bring her on camera.
No,
she needs to.
She
She would probably confirm that you are not
the cleaning
droid. This is not the droid, the cleaning droid.
No, but the point remains is that, hey, folks, it's great that this technology is happening. We have adversaries and other things they're doing in technology as well. And the last thing we want is to be outpaced. I mean, Rick talked on our show about why we won World War II. I'm telling you, folks, it was such an amazing conversation.
That's another thing. These droids, have you seen? There was a video of the Chinese with their droids, and they have them in a warehouse lined up like a freaking brigade, and something out of like some kind of futuristic movie, and they're all like, there's basically a section leader, and it's like forward,
it's like
march,
Star Wars. It's like Star Wars.
Exactly. It's like Clone Wars. Exactly. And they're loading themselves into containers, into connexes. Are you kidding me? This is, it's 100 years from now, bro. I don't even know. I mean, I won't be here for that, but unfortunately, but it's trippy to even think. Like, it's trippy to, even as a kid from the 80s, and now to think about like just where we've come in, basically 50 years.
I will say this, brother, is that with great power comes great responsibility, and we have to be careful and ethical in our implementation. That's this side. This other side, we don't want to get outpaced. So where do we draw the line? So I think it's a very thin line, and I think it's very thin, and I think we have to be balanced as a society. I think we're growing so fast, and I think Rick would agree that we're growing so fast. We haven't actually drawn a line. We haven't actually said, hey, this is our probable limit of reasonability. I mean, folks, there's a lot of folks out there that know very well, they grew up probably with MS-DOS and probably can do ethical hacking and all this stuff. All I need is someone going in and reprogram a robot to choke me out in the middle of the night. Would not be good. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, right? Like
this goes back to Mrs. Midvegi. I wonder what she would say right now. I'm kidding.
No. But it'd be locked. It'd be locked. I love it. I love the cons you got. Hey, but bro, the same goes for you, man. You told your kids to do dishes too many times. Your kids are like little geniuses. You know what's gonna happen? Don't just break dad's leg, okay? You know what I mean? Like, and you trip. So it is I'm being facetious, but it's semi true, is that I'm excited, but I'm also a little scared. I mean, they're talking about Costco having these robots in 2026 that replaces more jobs. Folks, I love the American industry. I love being a stockholder and profits going up. I think it's a good thing. But I also know the value of having a balanced workplace where folks also need jobs. They can provide food and other means to their families. Like, that's a thing, So I think having a balance, and if we don't have a feeling that we're going to have a significant societal shift, if this is just being mass thrown into society, I mean, I already have a vision of riots or stores with these bots being like destroyed. Like, I hate to say it. I'm still probably one of I don't know how many people do this, but I personally, every time I go to the grocery store, and I know I drive people nuts, I personally go to a register with a person. Well, why do you do that? The convenience is over here. Because that person needs a job. And I believe in data analytics. And I want to make sure the register keeps going through so I can show that there's a requirement for me to keep coming through there so they can have a job. It's just the way my mind works. So I that's just how I am. That's just how I think. But
we talked about this though, Luke, in the last podcast. We talked about this, and this is one of the things, one of my theses for my book, Recruiting in the War for Talent, and a field guide, for recruiting, for the recruiting in the AI era. And the thesis is this, essentially, is that, we have to evolve. Humans will have to evolve. Now, we're doing recruiting, for example. But now with the integration of AI, we're actually the managers of AI. We're managing the systems. We're managing the AI. So much like Walmart, our supermarket, when you go to the self-checkout line, right, it's really not automated. That's not really AI when you think about it, because who's the one actually scanning? It's this guy. Yep. We should actually get we should form a union and ask for fair compensation for that, because we're doing their job for them, really. But I do it. I usually go through self-checkout. I like it. It's therapeutic. But what you have is you have all these self-checkout lines, and then you usually have one human being that's not the one checking out anymore, but they're managing all the checkout kiosks. So, to your point, to my point, is there's an evolution that's occurring. Hey, we're pretty much into the show, about 45 minutes, but if you're out there and you're watching this and you want to just join the conversation, and you don't have to be a rock star, just join us. The link is actually in the comments. Feel free to jump in. If not, that's okay too. We don't need you to come in, but no.
Hey, Ryan,
we'd love to have
Ryan,
some other people come in.
Please come in. We welcome a conversation with you. Unless you're a bot, then we don't want you. Hey, but Ryan,
we want Tesla. What's the thing called? The bot from Tesla. Dude, there are these things coming out in January, and Tesla has it too. But they're going to be like maids around the house, like cooking and cleaning, doing laundry, taking your dog for a walk.
Are you getting one?
Dude, I want to get one. I mean, they're 20K,
Dude,
bro.
your dogs want one too. Let me just tell you that. So
I know
3 in the
they
morning,
do.
3
Yeah,
in the
my
morning.
dogs definitely want 'em.
I can see it chasing like chasing a chick around with your dogs, your little small dogs, and like
Yeah.
stumbling down the stairs and be like, I have failed this task. I have failed.
Yeah, I know,
And like
right?
that
The dog thing
pee
would
all
fall
over
out.
it. I can see that.
Yeah.
I need to
I-
rewrote programs.
My 7-year-old is like, no, I do. Dad, I'm scared of. Do not order the robot. I'm like, yeah, but it'll actually, do its chores.
Imagine if you and like 3 neighbors got together though, or like one whole building, and the robot
Dude.
came and cleaned all the
It would
whole
just be going
building.
up and down,
Bro, you know how
cleaning
much
the whole.
money? Do you know how much money people would make in a business? I mean, think about it. It's not stealing from you,
Dude,
dude. That's
you
a
just
real
came
business
up. That's
idea.
that's a real
Boom,
business.
just like that, man.
Bam.
Just like that.
Trademarked.
Yeah,
Trademarked right
trademarked.
here.
But it could come
I
in,
know,
clean,
dude.
clean, 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 out, and then just
Dude.
calculates.
Man,
love it.
and this is something you just open the whole the whole door, Pandora's box has been open on this thing just now, here live on Facebook. You got to think about it, dude. The next entrepreneurs are going to be those that integrate these, go out and they're like, I'm buying an army of 5 droids and they're maid service. Now it's robotic maids, maid services that are going out there are, older, elder home care.
That's one though. Maybe they're Michelin level chefs now, and
Exactly. Now you got chefs.
You're a busy parent,
and you have experiences. So like you're saying, the Michelin rated robot chef is coming into your house on, if you're a young single lad, and you're creating this dynamic experience with your chef that's a robot. And by the way, he also cleans up after your dinner. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I heard you can actually put geo fences. I don't know if that's the right term, but you could put these fences on it so it doesn't come to the bedroom and watch you at night.
Well, that's pretty funny. So so this is just a different dynamic way of thinking. But to your point that you mentioned like 2 minutes ago, and I think it's important because we talked about it on Strategy Unlocked earlier in the year. And now we're at the end of the year, kind of end of year review, what we're talking about. Led me, like you said earlier, right in the book, harnessing AI for business success. And I wrote another book, and you and I are in process of more books. But what I will say is if you don't learn to leverage the AI, you said it back in your book as well when it came to HR. If you don't learn to leverage aspects of AI, you will be left behind. But we are in a transition period. Instead of managing people for many of these digital jobs, it's about managing systems, processes, with bots, with AI, with all these other things.
You can't use your line system, process, people. Now it's systems, processes, and robots.
It's true though. It's true. Yeah, if any of you know me, ever followed or came to the Business Navigators parent company, you would see that we always talk people, process, and systems. And I still think that's absolutely integral, but there is an evolution on that. It's not just people, process, and systems. And people, I truly believe, need to be in the decision factor. There has to be, just like the commander in a formation is responsible for the level of risk, right? But everyone's to advise. So if you get that advice, you got to keep that human in the loop. That's my opinion. But you just cleaned your formation up, unfortunately, and now you're at this level. What is stopping the government saying, hey, I don't need more ground troops. I only need robots. I mean, there's something said for that. It's a little nerve-wracking. But on the other side, we're not putting men and women in combat anymore. We're saving lives or preserving. It's a juxtaposition that I think is going to come up to us in the near future, probably sooner than we realize. Just as you mentioned, China's putting these bots in containers, and they don't just do it for their health. They're doing it probably for high level strategy and thinking and things like that, But on the business aspect, we have to start thinking and leveraging how can we incorporate or integrate these? Because if we don't, someone else is. And early adopters
Yeah.
are the ones who historically, are able to pull it through later. Oh, here we go. Are we at the news of the news in the minute? At the bottom of the hour?
I'm pulling us into another conversation, which is, do you watch UFC?
I have not recently, but my son does, and he'd probably tell you exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, this girl is like probably, Ronda Rousey obviously was groundbreaker in female UFC, obviously. But you have Amanda Nunes, and she is probably she's considered the best of all time. And she retired, and in January, she is coming out, and we're gonna have another fight. I'm really excited about it.
Whoa! Wait, time out. How long was she retired for?
9 years, I think.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
I think maybe it's been 9 years, but I might be wrong about that.
When's the fight happening?
No, you know what? Maybe it was 7 years ago. Anyways, it's happening. As you can see here, I'm scrolling through. It's happening on 24 January. Let's look. But it's coming up. Yeah, I know it's in January.
Who are they favoring? Who's she fighting, and who are they favoring?
She is fighting. Who in the hell is she fighting? Let's see. We just had this up. She's fighting. Where is this girl? She's fighting this girl right here, Kayla Harrison.
Whoa!
And they're going to be facing off at UFC 324 on January 24th during the halftime of the Thanksgiving game between the Dallas Cowboys. So are they actually during the halftime?
Time out. Why would Thanksgiving Day?
So they're actually going to be the halftime show? Is that what I'm understanding?
I'm nervous. Why would a Thanksgiving Day game be in January?
UFC. I know, that's weird. What does that mean?
I think
that must be a typo.
That's got to be a typo, man.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's got to be a typo.
You sure it's not?
Hey, is this it? I know. Holy, even with this, there's
fake AI. News.
We're surrounded. That was AI. That's exactly what it is, dude. Oh my God. We just got AI. Or was this clickbait? Is this what are they? These kids are
could be clickbait, yeah.
They're not. No, they call it something else. They're like did scrolling or something, or did pulling. I wish someone did come online. Mind rotting, something of that nature, where you're just scrolling. But that's like clickbait.
Yeah.
You know, that's because you know what? Most Americans aren't reading, in that much detail. We're just like scrolling through. We have become a culture of like reels. 30 seconds or less. If not, it's like we frequency hop off of it. I'm guilty of it too, though. I mean, I'm doing it all the time.
Well, that's why I always read your books and your papers. You're like, damn it, Luke, you picked up another one. Or anything. Hey, folks, we're coming down to the bottom of the hour. There's a couple things I want to say. First and foremost, you guys are lucky. I don't know how many of you actually ever reached out to Ryan Patrick Hump, but he's a great guy. There's a museum in Chicago for your cause for the 10th Mountain, and he's going to hold soon the Pando Commando podcast live from there at some point for 2026, which is absolutely amazing. And that museum is basically because there's a lot of veterans and veterans' families and spouses that came together, and they said, hey, we want to have a place for us. And they were able to form the community, get a lot of people involved, and now they're doing it. I actually went to Chicago with Ryan. Ryan, is a good time to put those pictures in there when you get a chance. And then, like on the edited version. But we went there and we had a chance to actually tour the facility. It was pretty nothing short of
Yeah.
than amazing.
The Chicago Veteran Campus.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Veteran Resource Campus.
I took a
Resource
train.
Campus.
I took a
Yeah.
train all the way there. I got to push those videos out. And then Ryan and I sat down for a couple days strategy session, pressing out for what we kind of want to push out for 2026. Folks, that is what vets do. Vets do that. So we were able to go through that. We did that, and we had a chance to tour. And I'm telling you, it's an amazing place. Yes, Chicago. No, not New York. But the point is, it's another little ship where you guys could go visit. They're going to put a little bookstore or a little store in there so they help raise a little bit of money to help bring more and reinvest into it, a little more capital investments. But it's pretty amazing what vets who came together with a common purpose
and actually,
just
Luke, the person that, so it's a big, it's a campus, and it has a lot of different things in there, including a veteran service area. But this 10th Mountain Museum was actually founded by someone that isn't even a 10th Mountain veteran. And she's a milspouse, and her husband is a former division sergeant major for the 101st. So not even 10th Mountain. And it's just amazing how much passion that she has for the history and the legacy of the 10th Mountain Division. And to have that here, I was starting to think that this place, I was being a little bleak. I was like, oh, Chicago. Bleh. And then all of a sudden, there's a 10th Mountain Museum here. I couldn't even believe it.
And you have direct access. They wanted to give you a key. I mean, you have folks, I'm telling you, look Ryan Patrick Hunt up and you want to go there. You want to see it. You want to be a part of that. Hey, he's your conduit. Go there, be a part of it. Why not? We all different generations there.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, for the people that are part of the Mountain Up Nation watching this as we're streaming this across different platforms, those that are part of the Mountain Up Nation, meaning you're part of my email list, all 16,000 plus of you, I will be filtering it out shortly for those that are in Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin area. To let you know,
maybe they just want to come in and see it. It could be
it'll be wide, but we need to have the Chicago veterans that are here, because they can just cruise down the road 20 minutes. It's not like they're this isn't a major move to Mecca. I mean, if they want to do that, they should go to Fort Drum so they can get a picture in front of the Climb to Glory statue if they don't already have one.
Hey, maybe you guys could get a mini one made for your place. That'd be kind of cool. A mini one.
They do. You know what? There was a gift shop at Fort Drum called Off the Beaten Path, and right now it's closed down. I don't know if it's ever coming back. We used to sell our goods there, our wares from Mountain Up there, but we're hoping it comes back. And they used to sell those mini statues too. It would be amazing to have one of those sitting at the museum, and should be definitely a tribute. We're probably going to be giving a quite a few different things over to the museum in the future. But anyways, we're really excited. I'm really excited about it. There's a lot coming. In 2026 for Mountain Up, for 10th Mountain Museum, our support of it. There's a documentary talking about Colonel Darby, who unfortunately got hit by a mortar in the Lake Garda area in Italy. A lot of you may know or may not know he was a 10th Mountain guy, but he was also a ranger. So that documentary is going to be paying tribute to him. Exciting. We're coming up at the top of the hour, like you said. We do appreciate you. A lot of good stuff coming, man. And you're doing great stuff. I'm really excited about 20 December and having an opportunity to get out there to continue to add value to the community. So with that being said,
I want to throw a couple, just a quick little something in there. Hey, folks.
Go ahead.
if you're suffering this holiday season and you're trying to figure it out, listen. I'm not gonna say we have all the answers, but we have a lot of resources out there in our ecosystem, and don't suffer alone. I'm not saying because Veteran Coach Network is going to be your answer to all of it, but it will be your answer to some of it. In addition to that, we have an affiliate program. Right now, it's free to everyone to come in, but we have upsells and all of these other things. If you're interested and you're an affiliate guy or gal and you're trying to figure out, hey, how do I do this? Hey, simply do the affiliate program. And I know 10th Mountain, I know Ryan's shop has it. We have it. Please check it out. The other thing is in 2026, we're going to release something called the Master Coaching Accelerator, where it's designed for folks to navigate their leadership journey from mastery to that executive excellence. And what I'm trying to tell you is also, we're going to also offer affiliate for that too. And that's everything we do for you. I try to hire veterans to be consultants for business navigators, hire them to be coaches. So I say this because of you. We step in, we level up, and together we change the world. Thank you for having me, Ryan.
Yeah, no problems. Did you hear the Oscar music starting to play?
I loved it. Love it, brother. Love it.
Don't worry, man.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're still going.
Okay,
all right,
wow.
someone got trigger happy.
All right. I'm done. My hands are up. My hands are up. I'm sorry.
Thanks, brother.
Anyways, back to reality here. You know, I have to do a shameless plug, and that is for www.pandocommando.com. That is the home of Mountain Up, but also the home of the Pando Commando podcast. If you want to watch the podcast, just scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see 2 episodes that we have up there. One of them is really, really cool with the pink poodle. And you'll know what I mean once you go and check it out. But we have some amazing swag. I'm telling you, we were kind of, I'm going to say we slumped off for a little while. And we're back. And that's what's important. I'm really excited to be back at the helm of Mountain Up. We had to fire some droids, but we're back, and that's what's important. It is time. I mean, it's December 5th. You got about a week. 10 days is a sweet spot to get your orders in so that they get to you by Christmas. Every season, without fail, this is our 11th season. We have somebody that buys something on the 19th of December, thinks that they're going to get the order by Christmas. It just never works out. So if you're thinking about buying it, buy it today, buy it tonight, buy it tomorrow, buy it before, I would say, the 15th of December, maybe a little earlier. You never know. Postage, sometimes, no offense, but sometimes mail can be a little unreliable. Trust me. We could have been very wealthy with the amount of lost packages that are out there floating around. I'll just let you know. It happens all the time. But anyways, we're very excited. We have some you should see these puffer jackets, dude. They're freaking amazing, on point, especially in the winter. I don't have my shoes here, but I actually wear my 10th Mountain high tops quite often. And I get complimented all the time. Actually, I usually wear them when I'm traveling. They're very comfortable. And I'm always like, people are coming up. They're like, where'd you get those shoes? And I'm like, I have no problems telling them, go to pandocommando.com. They're like, what's Pando Commando? I'm like, just go to the website. You can learn all about the panda that's skiing. Here, the logo up is a panda skiing with a freaking mic. So That's pretty awesome. But anyways, gone on a little bit about that. I appreciate you all. And we're really looking forward to 2026. Another thing, I do have one more thing. And Luke, you can also jump in on this real quick before we log this out, which is we have an opportunity. We do have an opportunity, and for December and January, a very small group of people, and it's very affordable. We do a 4-hour launch into 2026, and it's nothing really. We do have to charge something just because it is our time and our resources, but I'm telling you, you will get an ROI from it. There will be a return on your investment in 2026 if you really come with an open mind and ready to receive 4 hours of straight awesome and strategic level, tactical level business acceleration. And it also comes with bonus. The bonus is a FTX, a simulated exercise that we're going to go through to kind of get you into the mindset and get you ready to rock and roll in 2026. So if you're interested in that, you can always hit me up, through DM or just, send me on Mountain Up. There's a WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp me, and you can do that for customer service as well. If you're on my personal Facebook, just send me a DM or reach out to Luke, and we're always here to help you. But we also do free stuff. You can just give a call. I just had a great call, a couple great calls where we actually helped a young mill spouse build a recruiting business. And within a very short time frame, like 2 weeks, she already has a client. She's already doing quite a bit of stuff and very excited about what she's doing. I can't say that I was the awesome person that made it happen, gave her so much advice, but I believe that we were a catalyst and helped her to accelerate what she's doing.
And she manifested. She manifested
for sure. Yeah. As I always say, Luke, 98% of it is right up here. It's all about mindset. The other 2% are consistency and execution. So,
Ryan, I want to add something. So this 4-hour coaching session you're talking about is amazing, folks. And I'm telling you right here, but combined between us, we have 6 different degrees. It's crazy. So here's the deal. Not only is it a 4-hour coaching, listen, understand, and then also a executable strategy to a degree, listening to what's going on, but more importantly is when you leave, a partnership with Business Navigators and the Master Coaching Accelerator will give, for the first 5 folks who sign up, access to their system, which has everything from voice over text, knowledge checks, video, gamification, and we'll even, for the first 5, only for the first 5, will also provide you certain what we call coachable materials, meaning that if you're going to go help support someone, on your team, we kind of give you the materials to help you in that. So if the first 5 folks get that is a combined value. That's $1,500 for each one. And we're giving 5 of them.
Wow.
Because we're doing it for you. It's because we believe in our vets. And if we don't do it, if we can't come together to support one another, then who the hell else is going to do it? So I'm telling you now, folks, step in, level up, and together, let's change the world.
All right. Well, you've heard a lot of promos from us, but I think we had a really awesome conversation, actually, all jokes aside, and definitely some great opportunities that are out there. Hi, Scott, for joining us from DS1.live broadcasting.
Wow, all the way from Indiana. That's a good guy.
So,
there.
Yeah.
Another good
So there we go. And I'm sure we'll talk again before the new year. Maybe we'll have to have a new year special, but I'm just telling you, a lot's coming up in 2026. Getting excited. If you need anything, reach out to us. I mean, it's free. I mean, as IVMF ambassadors, is people that are in the veteran space. We want to give back and add value. Hit us up. It's pretty easy. I know we're supposed to be ending this, but I hear a lot of chirping going on sometimes. There's this guy that's always online, and he talks about, I get it. You got to guard your space. But at the same time, if you're really looking for advice, you're trying to figure things out, people like Luke and I, people like Donnell Johns, or Becky out in Utah. There's all kinds of different people that are just amazing human beings, and they want to get back to the veteran community.
Great veterans and patriots. Yep.
So we're out here. Consider us a resource. But all right, that's it. Let's cut this loose.
Until next time.
Until next time. Thank you all.